大家好，我是康云. Hello everyone, I'm Kang Yun, aka Cloud, aka Cricket, and welcome back to Chang'e's journey through Boletaria. Last time we took out the Fool's Idol, completed 3-1, we saved Sage Freke, and we picked up a bunch of useful weapons that we will be using. I'm pretty sure when going through Latria, you do get, if you already have the Mailbreaker, you should have most of all the piercing swords. You have Jerry's stiletto, it's called. That the first two characters there is Geli, which is just a transliteration of Jerry, which Jerry and Freke are I think it's a Scandinavian tale. They're two wolves. I'm not sure of the whole story behind that, but the character I'm concerned about here, and I think I know what it is, but just to be sure, I want to double check. It's Xi Jian, which Xi means thin, slender, fine, delicate. Which I guess stiletto is maybe Italian, Latin. And I'm assuming that means has a similar meaning. One thing I do want to mention though is that I misspoke when I pronounced the word for dagger is bisho. The character that makes up the character Dao, which is a different character, has the radical shou in it, but shou is the last character in this word, and the second last character is bisho. That means dagger, and 隐私 is secret or private. And this is 利爪, so 鹰海利爪, I'm assuming is like claw or talon. Sharp claws, 利爪. 利爪 is talon, yeah, sharp claw or talon. So the baby's claw or talon is what that is. And there was one other thing I wanted to bring up when I should have known this, but I guess it's fair enough that I didn't. But 法师 is actually I said it could mean magician. Well, it's the name in English. This is the magician's robes. At least that's what I believe it's called in English. But 法师 actually carries the meaning of a master of the law, which, I mean, that's literally what that means, but what it refers to is a title for a Buddhist or Taoist priest, which is actually pretty cool because my character that I made, Gong Sun Sheng, is a Taoist priest, and I made him a magician, and so he starts quite literally with the Fa Shi Fu, which is, Taoist robes, essentially. They don't look like that, but it's interesting that they translated it that way. Now, we can check something here, because when you change... Not everything... Yeah. Now, in traditional Chinese, when I changed the language to traditional, it's 魔法师服, which makes more sense, I feel like, because魔法is magic or magician, so yeah, 魔法师 is literally magician or wizard. 魔法师服, which, yeah, so magician's clothes. But without more, like, more is a character that can mean evil spirit, demon, devil, monster, magic, or mystic. And in this case, it means mystic or magic. But it's funny because in the simplified translation, they don't include that character. So I don't know if that's just an oversight or what. But my friend I have a friend who is a native speaker, and he prefers to play in traditional Chinese because he says the traditional Chinese tends to be better, because most games that are localized from the Japanese or English original, the localization is done in Taiwan or Hong Kong, and in those regions they use the traditional Chinese, and in the mainland there's a lot more strict laws. We're not going to get into that sort of talk here, but why is there a did you see that? There was a does that always happen? I just suddenly, sorry, I'm getting distracted, but there's the item is floating underneath my character, and it's like glitching out. Does it do the same with the grass? It would seem not. That's very odd. Yeah. The bright water that graphic, I guess, shows up underneath your character when you toggle, if you look at it then toggle back over. I've never noticed that before. I don't know if I've ever done that. That is very weird. Anyways, yeah, in the mainland, there's not always the highest quality of translators available, we'll say. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I mean, China is the biggest gaming market in the world just for the pure fact that there are so many people there. But the market in China is largely mobile phones, and consoles have yet to really establish themselves. I mean, they're becoming more popular. I mean, of course, they're quite popular, but the majority of Chinese people play games on their phones. Anyways, I didn't mean to get off on such a tangent there, but I think it's noteworthy that if you're playing this game in Chinese, be aware that the simplified translations will be sometimes different from the traditional. Now, I can read traditional Chinese, but I started learning Chinese with Simplified, and then after about a year's worth of learning Simplified, I started to teach myself traditional, and it's not too hard once you know Simplified, because there's only like, I don't know, 1,000 or so characters, at least relevant characters that are different, and that maybe seems like a lot, but once you've learned several thousand, and when I say learned, like, I don't mean like permanently have in your memory, but once you've seen so many you can start to pick up on them, and there are set patterns of how they simplified the language. But this isn't a lesson on Chinese necessarily. Oh, I do want to point out though that I do have the option of playing in Thai or Korean and English. But we'll keep it to simplified because that's what I'm most comfortable with. And so that out of the way, we want to go talk to Sage Freke. I guess we could talk to this guy quick because we saved him.
You saved Master Freke, did you not? Then I was right to bend the rules and teach you a few tricks. I am grateful to you for your service. Do you see how important selfless acts are in this dreary world?
And another thing I'll point out while on the topic of traditional versus simplified Chinese, all of the subtitles in this game are in traditional Chinese, so you're gonna read it either way.
What is it? Are you still begging for magic lessons? Oh, so be it. It's better than having you bother Master Freke.
Does he have anything
Master
else?
Freke prefers to work alone. Do not dare to bother him by gabbing about trifling nonsense. He's on the verge of discovering something that will rival even the demon souls. He's on the verge of discovering something.
Okay.
I see. Suit yourself.
There he is.
I have a proposal for you. Could you bring your demon souls to me? As I determine more about the essence of the soul, I can teach you new magic. A demon's soul is no mere amalgamation of lesser souls. You have your wits about you. Surely you understand.
Now, he will only teach you, he will only give you those lines and offer to teach you spells if you meet, if you have at least 10 magic. And the same thing with his apprentice. So we can learn some spells. He teaches the same ones. The ones that you buy with souls, he will also have those, just like the apprentice. And if once you buy them from him, or either way, they will no longer be available. But we have the Doll Demon Soul, which we got from killing the Fool's Idol to learn Soul Ray, which Ray is Shi Xian, which yeah, that's Shi Xian, which is like basically means to like those two characters themselves are to shoot in a shoot in a straight line. This is a more powerful version of Soul Arrow. It goes further and it pierces targets. So if there are several enemies lined up, it'll hit through them all, and it does more damage. It takes 15 MP, but it only costs 1 magic slot, so it's still good. It's worth getting, and we have Fire Spray. And I'm not sure of those two other characters. I think that's Ke, or is it? That might be Pen. Pense, which I'm guessing that's Pense, which I'm assuming means spray. I don't want to take too much time looking this stuff up. I can do that between episodes and explain. And this only costs 1 slot and costs only 2 MP, but it fires off rapid, almost like bullet fire, as you see there. This is a very useful spell if you don't have a lot of MP. It's a lot of bang for your buck, we'll say. And we'll learn these last two. Well, we don't need Protect just yet, but we'll learn Enchant Weapon. And, for what we want to do, I think we are well set up, actually. So we'll talk to him.
You have a connection to the disciples. Do not pay any attention to them if they speak poorly of me and my magic. Prayer is for the foolish, quaint, and soon to be dead. And heaven forbid the day you find out what their so-called God really is. I was defeated and captured by the Golden Usurper past that cell. Be wary of him, for he manipulates souls. He has power over vile, murky souls, those susceptible to madness and paranoia.
Yeah, the person he's referring to is the same man that the once royal mistress referred to, that the queen denounced, and then he left and came back with demons in tow and basically brought the scourge that we now find overrun in Latria. The queen, by the way, the Fool's Idol is meant to be a, you know, false queen that the prisoners are supposed to worship. And I don't know what happened to the real queen, actually. I don't know if we ever find that out.
I know of 3 humans who came to lead demons. King Alant of Boletaria, Astraea of the Valley of Defilement, and the Golden Usurper of Latria. There's no question that they became demons. But we were wrong to assume that they ceased to be human.
In the original localization, he says, we were wrong to assume that only demons could do demon work. It's interesting.
He has power over vile, murky souls, those susceptible to madness and paranoia. But we were wrong to assume that they ceased to be human.
Yeah, that's what the translation says in Chinese, so...
Bring me more demon souls when you can. I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
So as we kill more demons, we'll unlock more spells with their souls. We do want to level up, which is why I didn't buy Protect, because I do want to hopefully get another magic slot.
Soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me.
So to get another magic slot, we need...
Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
4 more.
Let strength be granted.
And we can get one, so that's good, but we can't... Okay, well that's fine. That's what I wanted. And then we'll want to get magic to 20... We'll probably want to get... Yeah, we'll want to get magic to 30. We'll probably focus on that next.
Art thou finished? May thy strength help the will be mended.
Because we now have another magic slot, we can equip another spell.
Bravo. Thank you for offering your demon souls. I cannot express my gratitude enough. Oh, to have my wish granted at so late an age. Thank you. You are a fine magician. As promised, let me teach you new magic.
So we can equip. We could equip Soul Ray. Or Flame Spray. We'll equip Soul Ray so we have both fire and magic, and cloak will still be useful.
Bring me more demon souls when you can. I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
Yeah, no, when he says here, he calls you a splendid or wonderful magician. He says 魔法师, which you would think this should say 魔法师. It says it in the traditional Chinese, so it's funny that without that it's a Taoist priest's robe, which I get. It's funny in several ways because it fits my other character. And we'll talk to the crestfallen guy.
Well, you found yourself a demon soul, did you? I'm impressed. Yes, indeed I am. Stay the path, and you will soon be a monster yourself. Can't you see? You've fallen for their trap.
Very bleak. We'll repair our
good day
gear.
to you. I can forge weapons for you for a fair price.
I don't know if we have enough to upgrade. Yeah, we don't have any more sharpstone. But we will be wanting to upgrade the spear to +6. I'll probably farm the sharpstone off camera, and then turn it moon with the moonlight stone shards we picked up in Latria. Oh, we've met Ed, so we should talk to him.
Well, Ed's still up to his old ways, is he? Even the demons don't know what to do with him, God, a side's ache. Back in my younger years, I had the strength of an ox. The miners would always ask me to clear out the bear bugs, which I pummeled with my bare hands. But even I couldn't beat them. So, I lobbed them into the lava pits.
Yeah, we've encountered a few bear bugs when we went to Stonefang.
I'm pretty strong myself. But even I don't compare to Ed. He's a beast, I tell you. A man must eat dragon tails and wrestle stones. If you heed my advice, you'll avoid crossing him. I reckon he'd prove a lot more trouble than most demons.
I think that's all he's got.
Deep inside Stonefang Mine is an ancient dragon burial.
Oh no, here we some more.
The bones of the dragons exude ore. Deep inside Stonefang Mine, bones of the dragons. Do come back alive. I need your business.
Do we have enough to buy any miracles?
Oh, fellow disciple, you seek the power of God?
No, we don't. I wanted to get this to test it out, just to see if it functioned any differently. It looks like it makes you fully invisible as compared to cloak.
I see. You wish to train yourself in stoicism. Very well. I pray we meet again.
Does she have anything?
Have you heard? If you are attacked by a demon, you will lose your humanity. What a horrible thought. Just what would happen then? I simply cannot fathom it. Umbasa. My grandfather had unusual tastes. He often visited Stonefang Mine, where he collected rocks of all shapes and sizes. Most of them had no value. But among them, he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this, too, be a sign from God? But among them, he found a miracle. Could this, too, be a...
And I think his dialogue is the same.
Oh, august one, deep within the darkness, will you continue to pray?
Yeah, his dialogue is still the same. Boldwin, or Thomas, I wonder if he has anything new
Hello
to
again.
say.
I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings, don't you worry. Saints, sages, and all manner of wise men watch over the halls of this nexus. This rejuvenating sanctum is a fine place for the slayers of demons to rest their weary bones. I too must contribute how I can, for we are indebted to our honorable defenders. I too must contribute how I can.
Okay.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
Alright, so with that, we'll have to suicide. Because we don't want to... I do want to shift some of the worlds to pure black, but I don't want to do that just yet. I screwed that up. I think if you don't go all the way up and then... Yeah, there you go. Excuse me while I pour some tea. So next on our list, on our agenda, is getting our... we don't really need to talk to Patches yet. I don't think he has anything new. What about Ostrava? We didn't beat the Tower Knights, so I don't think he'll say anything new.
But in the dark state of our land, sometimes legends are all we have.
Yeah, that's all he says. We want to go to not Stonefang, the Shrine of Storms. Because in the Shrine of Storms, we will be able to get some dark moonstone for turning our rapier to Crescent. Now I'm looking at these characters here. And it's interesting. 祭司. Now, 祭司 means priest or high priest, and 隐人 means shadowman. But if you read In as independent of the character Ren, which is the fourth character there, it looks like it's meant to look like two legs, like a person walking. If you combine Renji, if you combine it with the next character, that means human sacrifice. And the character Si is usually demoted to, or given to like companies, so I don't think that necessarily makes sense, but I guess this is like the Shadow Priest Archstone. The you know, I guess there could be Shaman. I'm not sure. So we find ourselves here on this island, and we'll test out how strong that is. We are a little bit short on grass, so this area can be pretty tough. We'll be wanting to cast Cloak. Oh, and we want the Ring of Magical Sharpness, actually. Tried to roll that, but I guess the problem with the skeletons is they're really not weak to pierce damage. Can backstep them. We'll try Soul Ray. Let's see if that helps. We can one-shot the archers with Soul Ray, but it costs more. It does cost more MP. Okay. And this level will give you a lot of souls. And we'll get a God's Holy Talisman from there, which is important because we're going to use that not to cast miracles, but to trade with the crow. And we get 3 Soldier's Lotus. This level, a lot of people, if you're watching a guide for beginners, they will often tell you to come here quite early, because if you see that item over there, that item is the Crescent Falchion. And it will scale with your magic and give you very slow MP regen, and it will deal magic and physical damage, which are a lot of enemies will be weak to magic, and it's a strong weapon you can get pretty early on in the game. We waited a little bit to come here to get a little stronger because we're not gonna use the Crescent Falchion. Oh, no wonder I wasn't doing more damage. I put on the wrong ring. they're both green, and I just swapped to that. But we're gonna put on the Fragrant Ring to regen some MP. We might use the Crescent Falchion a little bit, but we're gonna be more focused on using the rapier type weapons. And you want to be careful because these pressure plates in this level that will trigger traps, but if you hug the wall to either side, you'll miss. They'll miss you. And if you come out here, you can see a red-eyed black skeleton. He is quite strong. You see, he took 2 soul rays plus a fireball to take down. He dropped 2 shards of blade stone. Blade stone is used to upgrade, make sharp weapons, which will give you really high dex scaling, so it's good for dexterity builds. And here is the new moon round. Let's see how they translate crescent. So, 新月 is new moon, which is crescent, but Falchion is that really 圆月刀? What is that in? Now I'm curious. What is that in the traditional? It's the same thing. So it's kind of weird because it's crescent. It's the crescent full moon blade. Because 圆月 means full moon, but 新月圆月. I don't know if that's what that's called, what the Falchion is called by itself. But if we're led to believe that it's the Falchion is the full moon blade, then I don't know. That's a little bit funny to me. So we've gotten that, but what we're really here for is getting some Dark Moonstone to, or Dark Moon Shadow Stone. Okay. Now you can roll off here. You can roll here. And you will execute a shortcut, which if you'll roll to that ledge, I'm not doing it properly, but you can roll there, and it's a very big shortcut. If you come down here, you get the copper key, which is useful for up ahead. You need this to free an NPC that we'll be meeting shortly. And over there is a crystal lizard. There's 2 crystal lizards in this level that we want to kill. And we can take out these storm beasts with our soul ray attack. You want to do that because they will rain. They will shoot at you. Now, can we actually hit him from here? Gonna need some more spice. We can. Soul Ray does go that far. those arrows have a slight curvature to them. I would have one-shot him if I had the crisp blade out. Got him. Don't want him messing me up. We're gonna want to cast Cloak. And we'll see if we can't one-shot these skeletons. Not quite. That's unfortunate, but if we use 2 fireballs, we might be able to. Okay, those skeletons are very nasty up close because they have a rolling attack. They cover the ground really quick. We want to come up here, and if we come out to this spot, we can see where that archer was shooting us was. And there is 13 light arrows and a compound longbow. He doesn't drop that, but that is a very good bow for dex builds, or just in general. It's one of the best bows in the game. But we can hear a bird.
Scary. Give sparkly me. Give twinkly me. You. Trade. Give me sparkly, twinkly.
Okay, so this works like it does in the other Souls games, and if you don't know how that works, you have to drop an item and then you have to reload the game, and the crow will give you an item that's based on what you dropped. The Talisman of God is important here because if the crow likes what you give it, you will get a specific item, and you get a colorless demon soul for trading that, which is a
Trade. Give me sparkly, twinkly. Please. Give
a rare demon soul that is used to upgrade special weapons, and we'll be using it to upgrade our crisp blade. But we can't do that yet because we have to beat another boss. You can also drop Augite of Guidance, which they give you here. And this will give you, I think, 10 white arrows, which are the strongest arrows in the game. And there are 4 items you can trade to the crows to get, I think, up to 90 white arrows. If you trade all 4 items, you get 10. And we can get 10 more. Okay. If you give it soul remains, which the skeletons drop here, you'll get 10 more white arrows. Soul remains are pretty useful for distracting enemies. It functions similar to the small demon's prank spell. And yeah, we get 10 more. And then those are actually, people call them Sparkly the Crow, but they're actually hawks, and you can't lock onto these things, but you can shoot them with spells or a bow, and when they die they will drop white arrows, which is a way to farm white arrows. There's a crystal lizard here we want. For 3 moon shadow stones shards, and we get a stone of ephemeral eyes. And now, the skeleton was here, but what we didn't see was this hidden passageway. The problem is I don't have a means to take out these skeletons in one hit. And there's a nasty ambush up ahead where there's one on either side. And I didn't think that skeleton behind me would see me, but I guess he did. And I went for the wrong one. So, and if you do die here and lose your souls, it's okay. The enemies here drop a lot of souls, so you will inevitably get them back. Close range, you might want to just take out your weapon and attack them, because fighting them with spells at close range is not ideal. The thing about flame spray that is nice is that you can hold down the... You can hold down the R1 or whatever hand you're... Whatever hand our catalyst happens to be in. If you just hold that button down, you'll continuously shoot the spell. Yeah, I can try and demonstrate the soul remains. I don't use them a ton, but they are... Oh, just a little late for that. We're getting a lot of blade stone. But if we... I guess they don't want to go for it. Well, whatever. And yeah, the Vanguard Demon, we can get our revenge on him. If you kill the one in the tutorial or not, he appears here, so... There's that. And you can block that if you don't get to the side in time. My momentum carried me off. Well, we're burning up grass doing that, so that's not great. And we actually don't want to kill that lizard again because we want to wait until we have black tendency here so that we get better drops. I suppose we could maybe kill it once more, but we want to go about this in a better way this time. So let's... die again, I guess. Yeah, that is a nasty trap because it's hard to see where you're going there. And as you see, the skeletons roll you down very quickly. And I was trying to back away so I could heal, but probably in a lot of cases like that, it's better to be more offensive if I had turned around, but it was hard for me to establish myself. Come on. What's a little bit frustrating about these skeletons is that sometimes their AI won't aggro you. Right away, but then other times they'll like immediately come at you. If you can preemptively poke them like that, it's not that bad. Two-handing my... Ooh, this brought blocking with the wrong thing, but that did still save me from dying. I will worry about those guys in a little bit. The problem now is not that I'm dying, but it's that I'm burning through my resources. Whew. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna keep my rapier out this time. Yeah, because he is much closer. And we'll recast Cloak. And take this guy out from range. And if you come in here, this is where the copper key is used. Talk to this guy.
You saved me. Heavens, I can't believe I fell for that trap. I suppose I owe you now. I'm Blige, a grave robber. It's thanks I can provide you with useful goods. Who couldn't do with a little help down in these parts? This shrine was used in a ghastly ritual by an ancient tribe. They have long perished, and now the demons have put the souls to work. At least here you're killing things that are already dead, like skeletons and shadow lurkers. That's what I like about this place. Better than killing those poor, soul-starved humans, right? Better than killing those poor, soul-starved humans, right?
I like that he just calls, like, I'm a grave robber. Yeah, and that's his name, Graverobber Blige. He is a useful merchant. He does sell... Yeah, he sells new spice for 300, Boldwin for 350, and then the Once War Mistress for 200. So he's the second best place to get fresh spice. He's got late moon grass, and I think he's he's got half moon grass, which isn't bad. We are a little low on that. We'll buy some of this. We have a bunch of souls. He sells the barbarian stuff that Patches also sells, and he sells the leather armor, which is the starting gear for the hunter, and I think the wanderer also. The wanderer starts with the leather armor and the hard leather boots, which is part of the chainmail set actually. He sells wooden arrows, a leather shield, a long bow, and a short bow. Oh yeah. So the falchion is yuan yue dao, which means full moon blade, and interesting. Whereas wan dao is the scimitar. So he sells the starting gear for the wanderer and hunter. Apart from, I think the hunter starts with a battle axe. But and he sells two sticky white slime, they call it, and then he does sell unlimited amount of soul remains. So he's a pretty useful merchant, and he'll sell a lot more arrows when we talk to him in the second part of the level. So it's definitely worth coming here to free him.
Satisfied? I'll have more for you next time. May we have a long and fruitful relationship.
And I think there's a soul item here. Yeah. But that's gonna have to be it for this episode, guys. I'm just about out of time. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. And I'll see you next time on Chang'e's journey through Boletaria. Umbasa.